How's it going, Rubik's Master here, trying to post a little more regularly as promised. First off, I would like to apologize for the awful quality of my last video. Don't know what happened with that. Anyway, got my recording fixed with that game, and there will be at least a couple more videos following because that game really is amazing. And actually, hold on, let's go to my homepage real quick. Up here, Last Day on Earth Survival, you can see it right there. You should definitely check that game out. If you enjoy Minecraft or DayZ or any other kind of post-apocalyptic survival type game where you have to collect resources, manage your food, you can build and craft weapons, vehicles, all that cool stuff. If you like that kind of game, you'll definitely enjoy that. Anyway, on to what I wanted to talk about today with War Commander Rogue Assault. First, let's make sure my armies are repaired before I attack. It has to do with those Humvee IFVs, which I really thought would not be that great. Honestly, seeing everything about them, didn't expect them to be that great, but they are. They're really awesome. But I realized the other day in attacking bases that there is a really good use for them that I hadn't really considered, and that is base defense. Because I am only level 30. Am I level 38 or it's 37? Something. I've leveled up recently. Yeah, 38. So still a little bit lower level than I'm sure some of you guys are. And for me, in a lot of my attacks, I am able to still fairly easily wipe out a lot of these bases with just air units. Most people have, the things I can depend on people having is almost everybody has a salvo turret and one flak turret. Some people have 2 flak turrets, and then the infantry from their barracks. So let's look at this base real quick. Okay, so 2 salvo turrets, a flak, a low level flak, not a lot of resources. I wouldn't attack this guy, mainly because of the resources, but if I were to, let's talk about this real quick. With the 2 salvo turrets, those are pretty bad. So I would attack with my airstrikes and target, of course, the flak and 1 salvo turret. Then I would come in targeting that salvo turret. I would target that salvo turret with my air. I would destroy this with my helicopters first, moving on to that and then around. I'm trying to find one that's a really good example of what I'm talking about because it's really common and it's what I look for in trying to do my attacks. Now, granted, my air attacks do usually cost me quite a bit of resources in repairs, but I don't really care about that. I can still usually get 6 or 7 good attacks, and especially now that I get a 35,000 resource bonus, soon to be increased if I can ever get my ranking up, I really don't care. Like, from this base, which would be a fairly easy attack with air, I would be able to get like 93,000 points, which I think I will. But let's use this as an example of how someone would attack with air. So of course, with an airstrike, you would target something with the Reaper drones and then target the flak turret with the Thunderbolt. Your first airstrike could target anything. In this case, I would either target one of these tightly clustered machine gun turrets or that, because the infantry is the worst helicopter killer. Little stutter there. Worst helicopter killer. But with these Humvee IFVs that drop infantry upon death, you can now load your war factory with defensive Humvee IFVs, and now it completely negates any kind of attack being able to happen on you with helicopters, because not only do they have flak to worry about, infantry to worry about, any of these machine gun turrets to worry about, plus the HELIPAD, which can be a little bit of a hassle, but they have vehicles that can take a beating, and as soon as they die, they drop 4 machine gunners that can easily wipe out a helicopter. Like, it gets really, really bad. Okay, these have S-13s. I'll move on to another example, but I think I'll get what I'm saying. The Humvee IFVs, I love them for attacking because they do have a lot more armor, a lot more attack. Don't take up too much more space. Well, they take up the same amount of space as an S-13. So if you think of them as a direct damage type vehicle rather than just the original Humvee, which was good at taking out defensive units, your strategies get a lot better. So, here we go. Let's see what kind of damage we can do here. We have salvo, infantry, and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is going to be kind of high speed. The strategy I'm going to use coming in here, I'm going to target that with my Reaper drones first, then that with my Thunderbolt. I'm going to deploy my helicopters top left in that little nook right there to get them as close to the barracks as possible. I'm going to fly my helicopters in to destroy the barracks before they can deploy their troops. Then I'm going to fly in, keep going, attack that probably first, and then that, and then sweep on. And this is all going to happen in the matter of a few seconds, of course. It's going to be super high speed, but that's what's awesome. Alright, so I was saying I was going to target the salvo with my Reapers, and then the flak with my Thunderbolt. I forgot those infantry, but I'm going to wipe out those helicopters really quickly before they do any more damage. And there you can see the battle's already won less than 30 seconds into it. And honestly, that deployment was a little bit slower than I wanted it to be. I could have deployed those helicopters much, much, much faster. Alright, I'm going to turn that down a little bit because that's really loud. Okay. And I do love the fast-pacedness of it and how you can use different troops to your advantage just by being able to control them. I was talking to my wife the other day. She plays Clash of Clans still and really loves it, but every once in a while I'll be sitting next to her while she's playing, and she just gives one of those, like, you can just tell she's super exasperated, and I'll ask her what's wrong, and she just says, this stupid troop isn't doing what I need it to do. I hate it. It's so dumb. It's walking all the way around the wall to attack something on the other side of the map. And I just give her that little snide, well, yeah, if only you could control your troops. But I cannot win her over to this game, but that's kind of understandable. This game is definitely geared more towards a male audience. The Clash of Clans cutesy little figures, cutesy little dudes, and fun little animations are geared more towards an all-inclusive audience. But alright. You know, I didn't even stop to pay attention to anything else in there. Let's look at how much damage that did to me. It did a lot. This is going to be, I'm just going to guess here, between 3,000 and 4,000. Low 3,000s. So, I mean, I have 27,000 oil, so 3 times 8, 9, I can get about 9 attacks in, really, and even more than that if you count that I have that at least that much saved up again in my oil refineries that I haven't collected. So I actually have over 50,000 oil. Even though I'm using a lot of oil to do these attacks, I can do a lot of them. So all this wraps up into saying, including IFVs into your base defense tactics can greatly deter the quick and easy all-helicopter platoon base wipeouts that are still really prevalent. At least, you know, I've rated this game. I actually gave it 2 reviews. I gave it a review, an updated review, and it still asks me about that. But anyway, hope y'all enjoy this video. Let me know what y'all think about it. And until next time, y'all have an awesome day.